really starting to set in right now. I really have a 2021 BMW S1000RR, my dream bike. Life is too short. Have fun, chase your dreams. If you have a goal, set a goal, and do what you need to do to accomplish it. I will say, it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy thing to be disciplined and save money and not do things. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So as you've seen in the last video, my taking delivery of my dream bike, my 2021 BMW S1000RR. That I'm still kind of in disbelief right now. It's a real surreal feeling that this bike is mine. I own this bike right here. This has definitely been one of my dream bikes, and I've been talking about it for a while. As you've seen in the video, there's just so many different features and different things on this bike that I still don't know exactly what I'm doing with it just yet. You know what I mean? There's so many different things that I need to learn. There's so many different things that's going to help me. There's so many different things that are kind of like, do I need them? But I have them. You know what I mean? But do I need them? No. That's the answer to that. But this is going to be my detailed, unofficial, undetailed first ride. There's going to be lots of content coming with this bike in the future. Obviously, I have a lot of plans for this bike. I'm not going to really rush too far into things, or I'm not going to really rush into getting them done right away, but things are going to happen somewhat quick. This right here came about really quick. I really didn't seek it out. It kind of just came to me, but I'm not complaining. Like I said before, I wanted the 2018 S1000RR Motorsport Premium Package. This is a 2021 Premium Package. This has the upgraded forged wheels. They're lighter. They have like a matte finish to them. The bike needs cleaned, so I'm sure you can't see it on camera, but I am going to detail it, fully detail it. And like I said, got some content planned for it, but we're going to hit the road. And this right here, the dash, this is something that I'll never get over. Like, the dash on this thing is just nuts. So as of right now, I'm in traction control 0, and it can go to -7, and it can go all the way up to, I think, 6, +6, which means it's going to intervene the most. I rode a little bit yesterday. I might have put like maybe 30 miles, or no, maybe less than that, maybe 20 miles or something like that on it. This bike was purchased used, so it's still brand new. It had the first service done. This actually has the Brentoon Flash Stage 1 on it already. Full Acura, full titanium exhaust, Acura Evolution, I believe it is. What else? I don't know if it has a filter or not, but I am planning on probably doing the Brentuning Stage 2 Flash on this bike. It really doesn't add any horsepower. It just makes it a little bit smoother. Relocates the air intake sensor, and there's something else it does. But as far as power, like I said before in the previous video, before the taking delivery video, I did not expect to get a bike that has 200 horsepower for my upgrade or for my next bike. But this is the dream bike. This, like I said, that it still hasn't set in with me. I don't want to keep talking, but we're gonna get on the road and we're gonna take a ride. So as you can hear from the exhaust, at first I wasn't too sure about the exhaust. It is a full exhaust, so it is a little bit louder. I'm a fan of the Acura Shorty GP exhaust, and from what I heard, it's really loud. But since this bike is so refined and everything, like, you really can't hear much, especially when you have your helmet on, you got your music playing. This does have the auto blipper up and, quick shifter auto blipper up and down, obviously. And it's just really smooth, especially with that Bren Flash. It makes it even smoother. Not shifting with no clutch, no hands, no nothing. This does have cruise control. I'm really not sure how to use it just yet. As you've seen in the video, there's just so many things to go through. The screens, I'm still kind of getting used to this jog dial over here. But just riding the bike, it is totally different than my Gixxer 750. The first thing that I've noticed, even when I took the S1000 on a demo ride almost a month ago, the first thing I noticed was how smooth it was, number one. Number two, how light it felt, and how small, like almost as small as my 750. And the third thing right off the rip was the brakes. The brakes on this bike are 10 times better than my Gixxer, which, like I said, inspires more confidence. So I'm hoping you guys can hear me. I know I had some mic issues in the past, and I'm thinking about upgrading my helmet to something different, but I'm hoping you can hear me pretty decently. This bike, the exhaust sound on the bike is totally different, so you should be able to hear me while I'm riding a little bit better than whenever I was on the 750, because the 750, it wasn't technically a full exhaust. It was like basically a straight pipe with a Two Brothers can on it, and they're pretty loud already. This thing is very smooth. When you twist the throttle, I'm trying to explain how it feels. It just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling. And I know there's other little tweaks and adjustments you can do to the tune, but as of right now, it's perfect for me just to get used to right now. It'll probably take me a few weeks to get adjusted to the power and when it kicks in and when it's at its peak. But so far, no complaints. Suspension right off the rip is good. It takes off effortlessly. I almost messed that word up, but it takes off effortlessly, as it should for a super bike of this caliber. One thing I don't, well, I should say, I'm getting used to these bar end mirrors. When I first looked at the bike, I was like, man, the mirrors gotta go. I need the stock mirrors. I like the mirrors with the signals in them. I like to be able to see everything all the time. I look in my mirrors constantly, especially if I'm riding with other people, especially other people that I haven't rode with before, or I really don't know. I like to be able to see what's going on everywhere at all times. So I'm constantly in my mirror. I think what it is I'm trying to get used to, instead of looking up here to look out the mirrors, I'm going to look down here to look out the mirrors. So it's just me getting used to the adjustment. I know I was asked this question. I've only owned the bike for 2 days now, but I was asked the question, have you like paid attention to the dash? Have you been going through the menus on the fly? And the answer is absolutely not. I'm just trying to ride the bike. I'm trying to enjoy it, and the dash is the last thing on my mind, even though it is it's pretty entertaining, because you know, some people don't have like a digital dash or anything like that in their vehicle, so having it on a super bike is absolutely great. Just cruising, it's comfortable, very comfortable. I had to get used to the different riding position. The riding position on the Gixxer is more, I want to say, lazy. The ergonomics, the pegs, the rear sets, they're set down a little bit lower than on this bike. Now this bike, they are set up a little bit higher, which puts you in that position to want to lean the bike over and always want to be tucked. But as I'm getting used to it, it feels very comfortable. Now I know for bigger people, they always talk about how comfortable this bike is, and I can see why. Wheel horsepower, but it's damn near close. But 200 horsepower to the crank coming from a 750, and previously before that, I owned two CBR 600s, and you know, a 600 might only put out to the wheel maybe 100 horsepower, and the 750 to the crank, I know it's rated at like 147 horsepower, 145, something like that, closer to 150. But to the wheel, I'm guessing it's only going to be like 125, 130. So this is a pretty significant upgrade compared to my 750. I've rode an S1000 before, an older generation of 2011, I believe it was, and that was powerful. This is even more powerful. I've rode the Ninja H2. What else have I rode? Auto blipper is really smooth, but I rode pretty much everything. CBR 1000, an older generation, Gixxer 1000R, which the Gixxer, man, like, that was a bike that I really was considering getting. Just, I'm not brand biased or brand loyal, if you want to call it that, but I was really considering getting the 2022 or 2021 leftover new models. I think those are beautiful bikes. Look good, sound good, good features. But like in my previous video, I did explain, Suzuki is behind, man. They need to catch up. The TFT dash is something that all brands, all manufacturers have been into for some time now. I felt like if I was to reach and get a Gixxer 1000R, that in 2023, they were just gonna change the dash. They were just gonna do a refresh on the bike in general. If this bike didn't pop up, I would have probably went for something different. I don't want to say different, but I would have shopped around a little bit more. But this popped up, was a great deal. It came with everything. The flash, the full exhaust, windscreen, mirrors, which that's just some little things, little cosmetic stuff. But the exhaust alone, I believe, is about $2,500, brand new, or $2,200. It's up there. So I had to justify that, as well as the Bren flash already on the bike. Didn't have to do any braking miles. First service was already done, and it was done by Zach, the mechanic, up at Sills BMW in Cleveland. Most of you guys, if you guys don't know, 650E, he's a well-known motovlogger and influencer, and he does new bike build series and gives bikes away. That's where he purchases all his new bikes from. Gets all his bikes serviced at Sills by Zach. So, you know, it was kind of a no-brainer at that point. Everything is kind of falling into place. Everything is lining up, so might as well take advantage of this. Yes, I had to pay a little bit more for a newer bike, of course, but paying a little bit more, I got a little bit more as far as full exhaust, first service done. From what I was told, the first service was over $1,000 with them installing the flash, the exhaust, changing the oil, and checking everything else. So it was a win-win for me. So I really can't complain at all. I'm not complaining. I did notice yesterday when I rode it for a little bit, this bike definitely gets a little bit more, it gets hot. It gets a little bit more hotter than my 750 does, and it should because it has a bigger engine. But that was definitely something that I've noticed so far. I haven't really noticed anything that I dislike about it. I really haven't had much time on it yet. So that's what I'm pretty much out here doing today. Just want to get a feel for it. Hear those backfires from the exhaust. Auto blip down in the first is very smooth too. So this is one feature I want to show you about this bike. All right, so it's called hill assist. Okay, so you just grab the brake like this, and you see that H on the screen, it lights up, it locks the rear brakes. So when it locks the rear brakes, if you're on a hill, you don't have to worry about holding the rear brake to take off. If you want to release the hill assist, you just grab that and it releases it. But it's a cool feature that I never knew about. All the videos I've watched on this bike, I don't remember hearing anything about it. It's definitely a cool feature though, especially for shorter people on a hill. Sometimes works out. All right, so right off the rip, some of the things that I am noticing. I was trying to explain this yesterday. This bike definitely does have like a more assisted feel to it. I know it's a big upgrade from my 750, but I feel like it has more of like an assisted feel when it comes to leaning it over or attempting to lean it over. I feel like it holds the road a little bit better. I feel like the steering dampener, the stabilizer, is really on the stiffer side. I don't want to say the stiffer side, but it's really firm. It's not loose. It's not, it takes a little bit of adjusting to get used to. But once, I feel like once I get used to it, this has more like a premium feel, I think is what I'm trying to say. It takes more to, I mean, it's a 1000, you can get yourself into trouble, but I feel like it would take a lot to mess up on this bike because there's so many different computer assistances. The computer can intervene pretty much very, very fast, quicker than you can react. And I feel like that helps out a lot. It has its advantages and disadvantages. It's a raw bike, but at the same time, there's a lot of protection, a lot of safety. So, good job to BMW for that. I'll give you a more thorough review on how I feel about that. But as of right now, like, maybe it's my riding position. I'm used to riding my Gixxer. I'm used to having a certain body position on my bike. So it feels like I gotta do more on this bike. I know it is a little bit heavier, but it's not heavier by much at all. I believe this bike comes in at like 450 pounds, which my Gixxer is, I think, like 430. But this bike feels like a 600 in a way. I know the bike is a little bit longer. When I went to load it up, it was definitely a little bit longer. And like I said, this is just like my initial thoughts. This is what comes to my mind. This is like my raw reaction to things. If you guys made it this far in the video, as you've seen, like, I'm not going crazy on this bike. I'm still getting used to it. This bike is very premium. Like, it's a premium super bike. And it's not cheap. For years now, I like to keep my things nice. So if it means getting out here and you know, doing certain things, there's certain things I will do and I won't do. But I'll do them when I feel I want to do them, or when it's my time to do them, or when it's a good time to do it. As far as, like, you know, doing a top speed run, you guys got to stay tuned because, you know, content like that will definitely be coming for sure. The rear brake on this bike, I know I'm kind of just bouncing everywhere. The rear brake on this bike, and I know it's a brand new bike, but it still feels really, really good. The pedal feel is really good. The bite to the rear brake, it's there. You know what I mean? You don't have to press hard. That auto flipper and the quick shifter just make this bike that much better. It makes the riding experience that much better as well. Brakes, front brakes. Front brakes are everything on this bike. And when I say that, like, they really are. You really can grab some of the front brake and not feel like, I haven't got any brake fade and I haven't really had to grab the brakes too much, but you can just tell that they bite. Did not have any cops on it, like this right here, this little valley down here, and going up this little incline, this would be a nice spot to do like a top speed run if there wasn't all these places over here to hide for the cops. Even third gear, that was like maybe close to half throttle, and it's a lot.
Hello, motherfucker.
So I tried to go as far away from my area in the city as possible, because in my city, I'm pretty, like, people can spot you from your helmet. People can spot you from what you wear, how you walk, your riding gear and stuff like that. So the objective of today was to get out and get far away from the city, film some content, film some video, and not be seen, basically. Stay under the radar. So that's where I'm at right now. So I was hoping this wasn't somebody I know, but it definitely isn't. But at least he has some gear on. He got some Alpine Stars. He got the Alpine Star leather on. Today is a good day for the leather jacket, even though I got on my mesh jacket, but it's not too hot. So like right here on this hill would have been perfect for the hill assistance. See, that's something with the S1000. They have that real distinct engine sound. When you put an exhaust on it, they have that real distinct pop as well. That's something that I really love about this bike. See you, guy, I'm not going that way. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna get something to eat. I'm gonna sit down and I'm going to get back on the bike, and we're gonna talk about some more things and see what else I like, what else I'm finding out, what else I'm learning. But I'm starving right now, so I gotta eat something. So stay tuned, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, so just got finished getting something to eat. We're gonna get back into this first ride. I'm feeling better, man. Definitely got some food up in me. This will never get old. This dash screen, the startup, the Beamer, like I said, it has a very distinct startup. With my reveal video, I was planning on actually teasing what my new bike was gonna be. I was gonna do it through Instagram stories and Instagram posts, and I was gonna do the startup, but most people who ride bikes and know bikes, they would definitely know the BMW startup for sure. So we canceled that. One thing that I really like about this bike, only riding it for a little bit, is the clutch release on it. It's not too abrupt. I'm sure you could adjust it, but it's not too abrupt. It's a very nice smooth transition. I have yet to like attempt to launch it, and we'll get into that. Like I said, I have a lot of content planned for this, a whole bunch actually, so stay tuned for that. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, man, now is the best time, better than ever, to subscribe to the channel, man. Make sure you follow my Instagram as well. Follow me on TikTok, same name. I'm into a lot of things, and this is kind of a sidebar off of the first ride, but I'm into a lot of things: photography, videography. I fly drones. I'm not the best. I crashed one, but I'm into a lot of things, and you'll see that over on my Instagram. Being a motovlogger is just not everything that I do. I don't want to be known as just that guy from Pittsburgh who rides and motovlogs. That's just not me. Back to the Beamer. Very smooth ride. The more I think about it, I'm just like I said, I wanted a 2018, but I'm so glad that things kind of happened the way that they did. And like I said, I did not seek the bike out. Once I was given the alley-oop, kind of did the legwork after that, obviously. But the more and more I looked into it, it was just like, I'm just going for it. It's the dream. It's the dream bike. And that's what I did. I was very nervous at first, because it's like, coming from where I came from, and when I say that, I mean coming from a 600. And now both of my 600s were very, very nice. They were very clean for their year, and I took good care of them. But coming from that and then upgrading to a 750, unfortunately, out of an unfortunate situation, and then jumping on my dream bike, it, like, to me, it just was like, it's all timing. All of it happened because it was meant to happen. So that's kind of how I went to sleep with it last night and woke up with it this morning. Because when I woke up this morning, it was more like, did I really just purchase this bike yesterday? Did I really just purchase my dream bike? Do I really just have that in the garage? And yes, I'm on my dream bike. I own this. The dream is reality. It's right in front of my face, man. I'm gonna do my best to bring the best kind of content that I can bring. Now I understand sometimes people might not want to watch everything that I post, and that's cool. But I don't really necessarily create content. Some people get into YouTube because they think they're gonna make thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars starting off for their first year or two. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But me, I like to ride bikes, I like to do other things, I like to spend time with my family. I'm into a lot. But make sure you guys stay tuned. That's just a little sidebar. I know I kind of got off track, but I still have a lot of stuff going through my mind. But this is a lot different than the 750 in many, 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 many ways. Like I said, the suspension, I haven't gotten into the suspension modes on this bike. I know this does have the DDC, the dynamic dampening control or something like that. I don't know. I didn't even read the manual yet. Unfortunately, don't fire me up in the comments because, hey man, I'm just enjoying myself, honestly. I'm just really just trying to take it all in. It's second nature at this point, knowing how to ride a bike. I have yet to lean this bike over, but I do know once you get the hang of it and get in a good, comfortable position, this bike is very, very light, very, very nimble, very, very, very nimble. I'll try to get some footage of me going through some turns, and I'm not going to be hitting anything too crazy because, like I said, this is new. But right now, this thing feels absolutely comfortable. It does have steel braided brake lines, front and rear. They do have the Hayes calipers. Rotors, I believe, I'm not sure if they're Brembo or Hayes. And I know this is my bike, I should know all this, but it does have the Nissan master cylinder, which I really never understood why they did that. I mean, even on my 750, I have a Brembo master cylinder, and everything else is something completely different. So whatever they did, it's working. You know what I mean? Got the heated grips here, got your mode selection here, menu control here, cruise control here, you know, horn, turn signals down here. These bar end mirrors, I'm starting to get a little comfortable with them. They come with frame sliders. I'm not sure what else to go through. As far as like cruising on it, the only thing I'm just getting used to is the position, the riding position. I feel a little bit more hunched over. Not anything crazy like the Yamaha R1 or R1M, thank God, because I've been on those bikes before. Never rode one, but I've sat on one and it just feels really uncomfortable. The throttle on this is the ride-by-wire technology, and I'm telling you, when you twist, I mean, with the tube, I believe that's why it's like that, but when you twist it, it's pretty much right there. Now it does have a little bit of delay, not anything crazy, but I can only imagine if I purchased this bike unflashed, I can only imagine how the dead spot or how the flat spot would feel in second and third gear. So I'm thankful that I was able to purchase a bike that already had a tune on it. The dead spot's gone, and it's making the bike run more efficiently, and it's more powerful, of course. The brakes really inspire confidence when braking. I don't want to be, mark my words, I do not want to be in emergency right here, like that's just like a one finger. Even though two fingers are on the brake, it's like I am barely tapping it. Now with the Gixxer, I would definitely have to give it a pretty decent squeeze to get the same amount of braking. Now I have yet to try shifting with the clutch. I'm gonna do that now. That's different. So I know when I go back to ride my Gixxer, because I still do have my Gixxer, and I know when I go back to ride that bike, I'm gonna be like, yo, what? Like, oh, you gotta use the clutch to shift now? Okay. I don't want to say they make you lazy, but it makes it a lot easier and comfortable to ride. But sometimes it kind of takes the fun out of doing what you learn how to do on a motorcycle, which I learned how to obviously start on a bike that has a clutch. You got to use the clutch to shift. But I think the thing for me is downshifting. Now the auto blipper is great. It sounds great. It matches, it like rev matches for you. But I like to rev match manually. As far as the first ride goes, like I know on my previous review video when I demoed this bike, I gave it an 8 out of 10. At this point now, or actually at the end of that video, I gave it a 9 out of 10. But right now, like I'm not trying to be biased or, you know, have favoritism toward my bike, but this bike is damn near perfect, but I'm still not done. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. There's going to be a lot of content on this bike and what we're going to do with the Gixxer. Am I going to sell it? Am I going to keep it? Am I going to mod it, put nitrous on it, put a turbo on it? Stay tuned and find out, because I have a lot of ideas that I can put into the works, and I want to figure out exactly what to do with this bike. I know there's really not much you really can do to it. I'm thinking I might want to lower it just a little bit. I think I pretty much went over everything. The screen, there's a lot more features as far as the screen goes. Currently I'm in Race Pro, but there's so many different modes. You can customize every single thing. The throttle, the wheelie control, the slide control, the traction control, the ABS. It has all types of stuff on this menu. I don't even want to get into it. It's really starting to set in right now. I really have a 2021 BMW S1000RR, my dream bike. I really have an S1000RR. Like, what? Honestly, maybe I should have said this from the beginning. When I first started this video, I should have just said like how thankful I am to have been able to purchase this bike, to even be able to be in the position to know what I want to do or what direction I want to go, and not just with creating content and not just with this motorcycle, but in life in general. I think taking some time, because to be real with you, I probably could have went ahead and made the purchase last year or maybe even the year before, but I really took the time to understand some things and go through some things, and to set up, I guess you could say, take care of some business before I made the decision to get my dream bike or get a new bike in general. I just want to say that I'm thankful. I want to say I'm thankful for the people who support me. I want to say I'm thankful and grateful for my family as well, who supports me, friends, family, all the people who support me with my content, with anything that I'm doing, whatever direction I'm going, they're supporting, they're behind me. I guess I want to just like kind of give myself a pat on the back, because I've been to and through some trying situations over the last few years, and I kind of briefly talked about it the whole time of me getting ready to purchase this bike, and I knew I was going to squeeze the trigger. I was kind of nervous, and I was only nervous because I just wanted to be sure I was making the right decision. I I knew it was gonna bring me happiness and take everything off the table. Take the content off the table, YouTube, Instagram, any of that social media stuff, take that off the table. It was gonna make me happy. It was a dream of mine. It was a goal that I set almost 3 years ago. And here I am now on this dream bike. It ties in all together with my dad because I know at the end of the day, my dad would just want to see me happy, healthy, doing good, putting positive energy out into the world, which I am doing, and doing things that I love to do. And that's one of the biggest things that I've been doing for myself for the last few years, is doing the things that make me genuinely happy, doing the things that I love to do, putting the time and the energy in the things that I like to do. And I'm trying to spread positivity no matter what direction I go in. Everyone likes to laugh, joke, have fun, and that's all good. That's what life's about. Life is too short. Have fun, chase your dreams. And I'm trying to tie it all in together with, if you have a goal, set a goal, and do what you need to do to accomplish it. I will say, it wasn't easy. Looking at it from afar back a couple years ago, being in the position that I was in before, it wasn't an easy thing to be disciplined and save money and not do things. It took me easily a good 2 years almost, to about a year and a half, to really do nothing. And when I say do nothing, I mean like nothing extra. I spent my money on food, my family, my kids, my bills, and my bills. So it wasn't easy to, if I wanted shoes, I wanted clothes, I wanted to go on vacation, I wanted to do all these other extra things, it wasn't easy to just decide like, I'm not going, I can't go, it's not gonna work. So therefore, I went ahead, did what I had to do, and once I got into the habit of not spending money on things that weren't gonna give me a return, it just became second nature. I got addicted to it. I got addicted to saving money. I got addicted to buying things or investing into things, whether it was an item, whether it was something I could buy and resell later, get my use out of it, make my money back, something that I could buy and sell for a profit. All of that stuff became addicting over the last couple years. And that's like the mindset that I had to have in order to get on something like this. I had to go through some more things in order to be on this bike right now. When I initially wanted this bike, obviously it just wasn't my time. It wasn't my time to have this bike. And I can appreciate it that much more knowing now how it all fell together. It was my time. It is my time. It's my time to own something that's my dream. And I just want to say that because that's something that I was thinking about the whole time while I was out riding today, filming this video. That's something I thought about when I woke up this morning, and I just had to put that out there. I know that really has nothing to do with the first ride and the impressions on this bike here, but there's going to be so much more content that's going to come out that you guys will understand the feeling that this bike gives me. You will understand all the features of this bike. You guys will see me do a lot of stuff with this bike, roll racing, track day, or not track days, we ain't gonna take this bike to the track, but the drag strip, twisties, all types of things, meetups, everything. So make sure you guys are tapped in, make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel once again, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. I post a lot over there, I post a lot on my stories as well. Just stay in the loop with what I have going on, because I have a lot going on, especially with this new bike, to make as much content as I can with this bike and the Gixxer, because I still have that, and that bike is not going to be going anywhere soon. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think I should do with the Gixxer. Let me know if you think I should mod it, get it flashed, leave it stock, sell it, turn it into a track bike. Give me some feedback. Let me know. Engage with this video and let me know. Like, I'm just filled with excitement, with joy. I'm happy. There's a lot of emotion that went through my mind and my body yesterday. I was with two of my good friends that I call my brothers. They got to experience that with me as well, along with 650E. He's somebody that, of course, everyone in the riding community looks up to, and he is the GOAT. He is one of the GOATs of the motorcycle community. But for him to be there, and he didn't have anything to do necessarily with the deal or anything like that, but he just happened to be coming to the dealership when I picked this up. So it's just like going from, in the earlier days, watching him on YouTube to becoming, you know, friends with him. Having it come full circle to have him be there.
Yes, sir.
Well deserved.
Yes,
Well
sir.
deserved, and a great choice of motorcycle.
It's been the dream for years.
Wow. I'm glad to see it come through, man. And it could have been a better bike, man. You know, love this thing. For everything that it's got, you got forged wheels? Nice. Don't try to give me the smackdown now, man. You got the weight advantage, you got forged wheels.
You already know you're in trouble, bro.
Yeah.
As I used to watch him riding all of my dream bikes, it makes everything that much better. That's pretty much all I got for this first ride. If there's anything else, I'll turn the camera on and I'll insert it however I can insert it, but this is pretty much my raw reaction, my raw emotions of my 2021 BMW S1000RR, my dream bike. Drop a comment down below, let me know what you guys think. Did I make a good decision? Should I have got something different? Stay tuned for some more content and some new content. A lot of interesting things are going to be happening. Stay tuned. I'll see you guys in the next one.